Okay, so it seems like over the past couple of days or so, the Filian situation has kind of blown up into a space where it's gone beyond the VTubing space, right? Tons of people are talking about it, whether it's mainstream, whether it's like news articles, whether it's literally anything, right? There's been so many different kind of people talking about it, which has been not so surprising, to be honest, considering the amount of spaces that Filian is in. You know, she's interacted with so many different people, whether they are VTubers or not VTubers. It's kind of to be expected that she's going to be very well known among, everybody, everybody in the streaming space and more, right? But recently, there has been an article which has upset a couple of people in terms of, the wording of it, which comes from Dexerto, who obviously have had a not so great run with articles recently. If you guys have seen, they actually made a post about a new Smash Bros coming out, which wasn't true, and the actual person called them out directly, telling them that wasn't true. And also as well, they completely made up a story on Moist Critical, which he made a video on the other day. Essentially, he gave his opinion about The Boys, as in like the TV show The Boys. And he said it wasn't really that great, but he's still having a fun time with it, to some sense. And he wasn't like overly positive, but then the post that they made it out to be like he was super positive about it and that it had no flaws, and he doesn't understand why people are so annoyed with it, which I thought was absolutely crazy because they've just taken his words and not even, kind of said what he said, right? But essentially, this post from Dexerto talks about Filian, saying VTuber Filian has sparked concern after wiping her social media pages following months away from streaming. It's currently unclear whether she plans a rebrand or has quit content creation. Now, again, I think this is a pretty stupid one because, of course, it's very obvious that she hasn't quit content. She's going to be rebranding, and I think it is, one of the most obvious things ever. And people saying, Dexerto, saying it's currently unclear. I think it is pretty clear right now. Of course, maybe there's a small chance that maybe she has quit, but it's just not the case, right? We all know it isn't, especially with a lot of stuff like the ARG and her friends talking about it. We talked about like Chacha Your V Mum in the last video, talking about Filian, saying like everything's going to be fine, right? And again, that's essentially what people have been kind of paying attention to, right? And there has been a community note here saying, while no official statement has been made, fans have uncovered evidence that Filian's social media wipe is part of an ARG interactive puzzle game that she started back in December 2025, suggesting a planned rebrand rather than quitting, which obviously, yeah, good context, a good community note there. And obviously they put a bunch of links to stuff that's going on, including a YouTube link. What's the YouTube link?
Okay,
it's my video. Oh my god, I didn't actually know that. That was unplanned, by the way. That's my video being included. There's no way my video got included in the community note there. So there you go, right? I was actually unsure, but that's cool, I guess. So yeah, they added me into the community note there to kind of say that, hey, there is a bigger thing that is going on. There does seem to be a plan. And of course, there is a article as well saying missing VTuber Filian sparks concern after wiping content from the internet, saying popular VTuber Filian has sparked concern across the internet for streaming, across the streaming community, after wiping or privating content from YouTube, Twitch, TikTok, X, and Discord following months away from streaming. Filian is one of the biggest independent VTubers in the world, best known for her chaotic VR chat streams, physical comedy, Minecraft content, and the Snackers fan community. She also hosted the 2024 VTuber Awards and quickly became one of the most recognizable creators in the space. However, fans say that Filian has been absent since her final stream on December 7th, 2025, and her sudden online wipe on May 1st led to confusion, concern, and speculation about whether the stream was gearing up for a full rebrand, a hiatus, or an ARG-style marketing stunt. And yeah, they put Rima's post there as a little bit of a post saying, Filian wipes channels after months away from streaming. On May 1st, VTuber Rima Evanstar posted screenshots showing Filian's account stripped across several platforms, claiming that Filian's YouTube channel has been wiped, Twitch channel bio, schedule highlights, VODs, and gone. Filian's Twitter PFP header and tweets are gone. And the screenshot shows the Filian's YouTube channel, which has 3.14 million subscribers, displaying the message this channel doesn't have any content. And obviously, yeah, they go on to say, the wipe quickly spread across social media, with one viral post from Rock Solid saying that Filian disappeared without a word after starting streaming in 2021, which is kind of false, because she did actually kind of give a word, in the sense that she set up that ARG thing at the end of the final stream, right? So she didn't like necessarily put out a message to say, hey guys, I'm going on hiatus for a long time or anything like that. Sure, you could argue that, but saying without a word, I don't know if that's completely true, because she did kind of, you know, set up the ARG on her final stream and her final communication with her chat, right? They're gaining 1 million subscribers in a year, hosting the VTuber Awards and appearing in Nikkei's 2.5 anniversary concert. A rebranding is expected, but seeing her channel wiped is just really sad, one fan wrote in response to a clip that they have described as the final moments of one of her streams from December 2025. And yeah, saying a rebrand is a rebrand is expected, but seeing a channel wiped is really sad. The final moments of the Filipino boy. They say others pointed to Filian's past model rights issues as a possible reason for a major rebrand. In 2024, Good Smile pulled its announcement of Filian Nendroids after questions were raised about the rights to the 3D model she used. Filian's model was based on the Rindo VR chat avatar, and Studio Jingo said it had not been informed about the figure project. As of writing, Filian has has not publicly explained the wipe. Silence has left fans split between concern that she is stepping back away entirely, and the hope that the Filian is lost branding is a part of a larger re-debut or comeback. So, yeah, that is what they said about that. Now, it is pretty interesting, right? You know, the article. I mean, the article itself wasn't too bad. Obviously, they tried to lean into the her channel's gone, she's completely gone forever, she's never coming back ever. They do try to lean into that quite a little bit, which I think is a little bit, you know, odd. But, you know, it's not as bad as, I guess, the kind of Twitter posts that they make. And I think the Twitter posts that they make tend to kind of make it look worse than the actual article actually talks about, right? And sure, maybe it's to get clicks or whatever, but it's, yeah, interesting. Who said, rebrand arc, and of course, yeah, the same person, by the way, the fan that they covered in the article said she definitely didn't quit. She had something cooking for a while now. That's the same fan that they use in the post here. Korsh, or Korsha, which I think is crazy, right? And they say, it takes about 5 seconds of searching to find a Discord and finding the ARG channel that hosts a huge Google Doc containing all clues found so far that she even left us to solve the ARG. She didn't just peace out and quit. She even talked about getting a model made before all of this. They say, guys, relax. August, September, she comes back. She's pregnant now. She'll be back to her backflips. If she was to quit and never come back, why did she keep the socials with her millions of followers? Why not delete them entirely? Why do this whole ARG thing? It's 100% a rebrand, and the fact that we're talking about her means her plan is working, which obviously, yeah, 100% true, right? This is 100% worked in the sense of it's gotten a lot of attention to Filian, and Filian has been, you know, only gaining from this kind of situation, right? But again, I think, yeah, trying to say that she's leaving or that she's quitting is completely wrong, as we have seen from the ARG stuff, but also from other stuff too, right? You know, they're saying the fact that, you know, she didn't delete her TikTok content, for example, right? Her TikTok videos are still up, and one major reason behind that, a lot of people are speculating, is because TikTok is harder to private all of the videos compared to like YouTube, right? Because she wants to private them, she doesn't want to delete them, of course, and we know that she privated them in the previous video that we talked about, essentially confirming that the videos are privated and not deleted. And I think it's harder to private them on TikTok. You can do it, I've seen it, but I think you have to do it individually, and that's just too much effort, right? So of course you probably didn't want to kind of tinker with any of that, so that's why they are still up, right? And that kind of shows you that probably there's going to be some kind of comeback, right? If that is the case, and she's still worrying about other channels and keeping content up and being able to recover that content when she comes back. People saying she isn't leaving. There is no way she is. Filian loves what she does, and if she started being tired of it, we would have noticed on the last stream she did. She's either just rebranding or doing something else, but she can't be leaving, especially without warning anyone. Saying she's most likely rebranding because the model wasn't hers, but she's been gone for a while now. Prego or not prego? You know, again, a lot of people just kind of correcting Dexerto there, because again, they are pretty wrong in terms of saying like people are unclear on whether she's quit content creation. People are very, very clear on whether she's quit content creation or not, and that is not the fact, right? And I think it is pretty crazy that they've just been on such a generational run of making such bad articles and such bad kind of posts. But hey, maybe they can fix it in the future. They made some good ones in the past. Usually whenever they make ones of VTubers, though, it doesn't really end up that good. But hey, we'll have to see, right? But yeah, I mean, that is essentially all I have for this video. If you guys did enjoy it, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. Also, go to GameStop, use my code Kaza, get 10% off again. They've got a ton of really cool stuff over there. Definitely recommend checking it out. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. That's all. See ya.